Hello, welcome to another episode of Oro Jackson's Captain's Log. This is Divvens, and with me today I have,
Me, Luke, again, of course.
yes, Luke again, of course, because it's just the two of us. I don't even know why we do this interview. I screwed up 3 times before starting this. So, yeah. How are you today, Luke? How's everything?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm ready to talk about a lot of One Piece stuff today.
That's good. That's good, because we have a lot of One Piece stuff planned out today. Like, today's podcast is mainly about One Piece. And to start out with, at first, we are going with the latest SBS for volume 80. Now, this was translated by Mikan and it was typeset by me. You can find this on the library section of OJ. In case you can't find it, just leave a message on my profile. I'll link it to you. So go read it if you haven't, because it's really interesting. And we are going to talk about the SBS. Well, 2 questions mainly, but generally we'll talk about the whole of SBS. So I guess we'll start out with the 2 main questions which we want to talk about. The most important ones in our opinion, or in my opinion mainly.
Yeah,
So the first one is someone asked a question about Sabo, Koala, and Hack. This was on page 4 of the SBS, and mainly Oda explains how they met. I'll let Luke talk about this first.
yeah, okay. Yeah, most of the stuff was a bit known, like the Sabo stuff mostly was known to us, as far as I know. This was nothing new, but it was interesting to see the hack thing, and that Koala actually got in with hack, and I thought uh, I figured it out myself another way of Koala and the Fishman karate. I thought she kind of learned it herself at first from the Fishman crew she of course was with when we first saw her in the history of Jinbei and stuff, and Fisher Tiger. But it seems like that's not the case.
Yeah, indeed, and also the fact that many people were caught by surprise by this, or maybe not by surprise as well. The fact that Sabo was too good to be trained by Hack eventually, and he was directly trained under Dragon. So this gives a lot of information to theorists. This clears out a lot in power level debates. And this, like, how much does Sabo know? How good is Sabo? He was trained directly by the world's most wanted man, Dragon. And this also clears out that Dragon can fight, because if he couldn't, then why would he be taken under Dragon's? Why would Sabo go under Dragon's wing?
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. That's indeed, I think that last part, what you said, is most interesting. That he actually trained Sabo that much. Yeah, we already probably guessed that he could fight, but yeah, we can see what Sabo can do, and if he is obligated to train the high one of Sabo is a pretty high officer, right?
Yeah, he's the chief of staff, so like
Yeah,
one of the main officers of Revolutionary Army.
yeah. So that he trains him, that means that probably also means that Dragon is the strongest in the Revolutionary, I guess.
Yeah,
Or maybe even Sabo surpassed him at some point, but we don't know.
because yeah, that's like everyone until now was like Dragon maybe doesn't, if even if he fights, he doesn't. There was a lot of speculation around his whole strength and power level stuff, but this kind of cleared it, or set at least some kind of a, a kind of a border, let's
Base.
say,
Yeah.
or a base. Yeah. So it's like, okay, so Sabo was trained by Hack, but he was too good for Hack, so he was moved under Dragon's care. And once he goes under Dragon's care, his skills in combat keeps becoming stronger rapidly. So Dragon trains and Dragon fights as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see the Revolutionary Army in action, which we may see soon. So yes,
Yeah.
it's really exciting.
Well, if they get this something totally off track of this kinda, if they ever get to show more revolutionary at some point, we already got a lot this past year. It was a dream of all of us for a lot of years, and finally we got it. But if they show even more of it, which probably will happen soon. At least not for me. In a soon future, I guess. Then I hope at some point they can make an OVA or something. Because as Oda said, it's like he doesn't have enough time to put it all in the manga and anime. That's why he wrote it down in the SBS. But it would be interesting to show a bit side stuff of the revolutionary. At least in my opinion. That's way interesting than random fillers of the Straw Hats.
That's true. And many people are interested in the revolutionaries. Just like you said, we were waiting ages for the rebels to make a move. And then in the Dressrosa arc, we saw the first glimpse of them. And then it was full hype about the revolutionary army. And if we get an OVA, I'm pretty sure it'll be really, really well done and famous.
Yeah, that would be nice, I think. Can also be after a long time, but yeah, it would be interesting for me. That's just what I wanted to say. It popped in my head, and I was like, "Oh, that would be nice."
It would indeed be nice. So then this page, like, it gave quite some details, and maybe we'll see it expanded a bit in the anime and manga, or maybe we won't see it expanded at all. But it was a good insight to have, and I think one of the most important things to come out of this SBS. So I guess we can move on to the second question, which we wanted to discuss mainly was there was an interview regarding this before, and it was made pretty clear in that interview as well. But this is at the SBS we are talking about, right from Oda's mouth, like he wrote it himself, and it was about his relationship with Kishimoto, the author of Naruto. And I guess we all know that when Naruto was running, and even now, in fact, there's a lot of debate, and there's a lot of, let's say, I wouldn't call it a fight, but there is a bit of animosity between the two parties, Naruto fans and One Piece fans, and there's this extreme group of fans on both sides that completely hate the other series just because they love Naruto or One Piece, so it becomes cool to hate on the other series. And it was really nice to know that Oda and Kishimoto were actually good friends, like really good friends, and they supported each other. And at one point of time, Oda was, they shared a really good relationship. And there was this once when Oda was in hospital, and Kishimoto had visited him back then. So things like this give you insight to how the life of a mangaka is, doesn't it, Luke?
Yeah, that's and like Oda said, they were friends outside. Like they even had the same age. I didn't know that. I thought Oda was younger than most of them because he started really early. But yeah, he has a longer series. That's something else. But yeah, it's indeed interesting to see that they are actually. I already knew some stuff. I think it was in another SBS or somewhere.
It was in an interview before, yeah.
They were with a group. I think also the Rico guy or something. They were going to a hot spa or something like that. I don't know. I think I've read it somewhere. Yeah, I like that. I like to read that like all the other fans are fighting, but the creators are like they're just having fun.
Exactly. I don't know why the fandom just can't accept that, okay, that manga is good as well, and we can like both instead of just like hating on the other. But fans are what the fans are, and there's preferences and likings and differences, which we all can agree upon. But yeah, well, that's that for me. For this question, at least, like for me, it was warm to know that they both were friends, good friends at that.
Yeah, that's indeed good to know. For the rest, I wouldn't say I have a different opinion on that.
I know your opinion.
Let's just say there was a time that I was a big fan of Naruto, and that time is not there for a long time anymore. So I finished it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I used to. That's just what I'm going to say. I'm not hating anything of these two series. Let that be clear.
There's no hate. It's just his opinion.
Yeah.
And he at least completed Naruto. I dropped it, so he's on a much better pedestal than me. And I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, moving on to the rest of the SBS. What else did you find interesting? I'm sure you found the Sanji question interesting. What he does when the ladies say no to food.
Oh, that was kind of predictable, I think. Yeah, it's just. I think it would only be nicer for him. It's like, if they don't finish it, he never spills, so it wouldn't care even if like Treble or something wouldn't finish it, he probably would finish it after that. So, but for a lady, it's more like he's eating his own blood with it, so to say, if you get what I mean.
That's probably true. Like he'll be like, "Holy shit, Nami left food. That's like One Piece to me."
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fun question. And then there was a question regarding Robin's petals, the flowers that appear. That to me was a little nice information.
Yeah, that was nice. And of course, the last FPS, I always like to see the little drawings of how characters were in the past.
Yeah,
It's
as kids,
always a favorite of everyone, I think. It's just the best.
indeed,
Yeah,
you
the
get to
kid
see,
part.
and just with one drawing, you get to kind of speculate what kind of life they had while they were
Yeah,
a child.
yeah,
So
indeed.
that's good. And this question kind of created, before Michan translated this for us, this question kind of created a ruckus, or let's say a confusion in the fan base, because people thought that Oda wouldn't draw any more kid characters, while Oda's just said that he won't draw kid characters of those already shown in the series. Like, we already saw a lot of kid characters from the Don Quixote do Flamingo family, right?
Ah, yeah, yeah.
So that's what he meant. He said he's not going to draw kid characters of whom we have already seen, but it was mistranslated by somebody else before, and people thought that Oda is no longer going to draw any characters as kids. That is wrong. He just said that he's not drawing the family members who are already shown as kids. So I hope that clears things up for fans who are confused with that. I'm not sure if they listen to this or not, but still, I hope that it clears it out for them.
Yeah. I one more thing about the SBS beside that is I also like the part where someone uh, asked if Oda took the inspiration from the tower in China or something. Some random
Yeah,
tower.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tower in
probably
China.
not random, but for me it's it's random. The maybe it's really famous, but well, yeah, that was like on if you go on many places, people even on Oro Jackson, we have a place for it, like where did Oda get the inspiration from? And there are so many things, and of course he gets inspiration. That's good, but it's wonderful to see that he's like he
He
uh,
implements it so well into the
yeah,
manga. Like,
and in this, he also explained his theory about how he got to this, because it's the kung fu stuff and blah blah blah. Pretty simple, but it was nice.
yeah,
That gave a smile on my face.
indeed. That's one of the things I love about One Piece. Also, is that Oda takes inspiration and uses it well. He doesn't just take copy paste and just throw it in his manga. He uses it so well that he makes it something of his own, and then people go through pages just to spot things which may be an inspiration of stuff.
Yeah,
So
and he
that's
leaves this little hints. He's not he
yeah,
even if he's still and now he shows that he admits that it's inspiration, and I think there's a big difference between taking inspiration and stealing. Every artist takes inspiration from something, I guess, else you're more an inventor than a
indeed, an artist.
yeah, and
And
even inventors take it, but say
there,
what you want to say.
yeah, there was one more thing that was really funny while doing the typesetting and reading, was that Oda really wanted that pornography book, didn't he?
Ah,
Someone
yeah.
someone promised it to him and he never got it. That poor guy.
I must admit that I missed some SBS because I used to buy all the volumes, but now I did a bit look at my money and stuff. But when I'm reading a lot of SBS, and at the start there were all kind of weird jokes. Keep going on and on, like people go kind of fake threatening him for stuff, and he's just joking it all the way and stuff. And
Yeah,
that's just great. I love that.
he's that kind of interaction is the best, and all fans have just accepted that SPS is like mostly 80% jokes and 20% serious questions, or even 90% jokes and just 10% serious questions. But that's why we love Oda, don't we? Because of his
Yeah, yeah.
humor
It's
and
hard for him to answer serious questions. Of course, he could never fail because if if stuff gets serious, then he's spoiling stuff. He just gives away like this Sabo stuff. It's not spoiling because he never planned to implant it uh, in the manga. So then it's not spoiling, but for the rest it's always hard. And yeah, it's nice that he fills it the interaction with nice jokes, and he did it from the start. And like I think I was talking with a friend of mine about artists and stuff, and he's an artist, and we were talking about Oda's plays, and yeah, you can see he's more traditional since he's mostly he also in the interview we had on Oro Jackson, he prefers to do stuff not digital and that kind of thing. He mostly liked the paper and the black pencil. That's are his favorite tools as far as I can see.
yeah,
So he's more traditional, and he probably would never really go to social media, but he found his own way of interacting with his fans. That's the base what I wanted to tell. I kind of sidetracked a bit,
no,
but
that
yeah,
sidetrack was good. Like you explained why he would start the SPS and do something like the SPS because he likes the more traditional and more the olden way that,
yeah,
and it's good because then even the fans are happy that their question is featured on the SPS. So it's really good.
yeah, it's great.
So overall, I think. Do you have anything else to say about the SPS?
Do no, that was the last thing for me.
All right. So that's a wrap for the SBS. If you haven't read it again, go and read it. And I would like to give a shout out and thanks to Michan because she helped translate this SBS and she spent like 2 days, 2 whole days, the weekend to translate it. And I was typesetting it, so I know the amount of effort that went into it. Oro Jackson at first like didn't have any translators on our forum, and that was one thing that we lacked kind of from other communities. Other communities even smaller than us had a translator of their own, which gave them a lot more capability to give information to their members, and that's something that I always wanted too. And then Michan joined the forum and she was there providing translation for spoilers and the past SPS also as a member, and eventually she was promoted to be a team member, and now she's helping us out with things like this where we can bring to you content that you probably won't find anywhere else. So I just want to thank her quite a lot for all her effort, and we plan to do this continuously. So like, look forward to the next SPSs as well. So yeah, thank you, Micham.
Yeah, thank you as well.
So that brings us to a wrap for the SPS, and well, we are back to something fun that we started last week on the second episode. Is what we are up to. Basically, we just let you know that what we have done in this past week since the last episode, something out of our day within the last week. And first up is Luke.
Again, I started week okay. I didn't do very much interesting, so I decided to go with the movie Deadpool. Um, it's pretty popular all around the internet now, so I thought maybe people might be interesting from hearing it from me. Because, well, to be honest, a lot of people hate me now, but I am really not a fan of Deadpool, the character. Let's say it to that. The movie, though, it was really interesting. It's like the movie is really well done. I won't spoil for people that are scared now that clicking it away. Like, don't spoil me. I'm not going to spoil anyone. But it's like I don't like the comedy that Deadpool has, but for the rest there's other kind of humor from some other characters, and then there's just if you're a fan of it's for me it's an okay movie, but if you're a fan, I probably think you will love this movie a lot. And yeah, I since I didn't have much done this week, I thought a short thing for me this week. More talk for One Piece. And now we go on to Div.
Thank you for that. Deadpool indeed is like super hyped everywhere, and I may watch it, but I'm not so sure. But let's see. When it comes to me, what I was up to this week is again I had kind of a similar week to Luke, like not much interesting. My life is pretty simple. So I will speak about Gintama, the manga, which I have been a fan of Gintama anime for a long time, since last November, August, I think, last year August. But recently I caught up to or didn't catch up yet, 10 chapters or so. But I started the manga, and I have been reading ever since the Shogun assassination arc. So I'm not going to spoil again. Like I'm not going to talk about anything related to the plot, but that it was a wonderful experience reading the Gintama manga, and I was sharing my live reactions also with someone. So it was really great. And you if you're a Gintama anime fan, I would also suggest that you read the Gintama manga because sure the anime is doing a great job, but the manga, the amount of love that is put into the art, and also just like reading the manga, it shows you directly how much gorilla sensei is putting effort into his work. The art is fantastic, and even the story is fantastic. I just read 3 chapters of battle yeah, that involved Katsura, and all I can say is I have a lot more I have a lot more insight into his character, and I like him a lot more now after these last 3 chapters. So Katsura is a really huge character in Gintama, and you would expect that Gintama, being a series which is already nearing its end, would not give character development to a huge character like Katsura, but Gorilla Sensei blows your mind, and he changes your whole opinion on Katsura and makes you love him even more. So, yeah, just like it's one of the series that like I love One Piece a lot, and it's really close to One Piece for me in that aspect. Like, it makes you love the characters. It gives a lot of story apart from just battle and comedy. There's a lot of comedy, but the main story is also really fantastic and beautiful. So that's what was up with me. It was Gintama. And Luke, you need to start Gintama.
I already started Gintama, but let's also not talk about that because I dropped it.
Yeah, you suck.
I started reading it a long time ago, but I don't know. You talk about story, and I don't know where the story was, but for me it was like I read 10 chapters and then suddenly it dropped the story and it goes on to something totally different, and I'm like,
Yeah, ten chapters wasn't much. In fact, I would suggest that if you
no,
start
I read
Gintama,
way more. I read 120 chapters or something.
there's like it's like different arcs that connect to each other. But if you are starting Gintama, I would suggest like start with the anime and then move on to the manga. Because for me, frankly, I would like to say that the anime does a lot better job at the start. I read the chapters before also, like 1 to 400, so I understand exactly what you mean. So just like rather than manga, you go for the anime. It's like one of the Space Brothers kind of situation. Like you would maybe not enjoy the manga because it's simple, but the anime does it well, and it also arranges it well. So it has like this arc arrangement and comedy episodes separate. So it's fun. Give it a try sometime.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it for what we were up to today. Let us know in the comments on the thread and or on YouTube what were you up to this week? Something that you would like to share with us. Because let's not just share it from our end. Let's hear what you were doing as well. Let's make this a community thing. So tell us one thing that you did this week that you would like to talk about, and just post it on the thread, and we will read it. Of course, we read everything and we reply to everything that's directed to us, right?
Yeah, even I read this thread, so that's pretty special, I would say.
Yeah. That's pretty special. He doesn't read threads that I tag him in. So yes, him reading these threads are special.
I read threads where other people tag me, but you tag me like everywhere. So yeah, I
Shut
just see,
down.
is it important? No, it's not important. Okay.
Yeah, I tag him like, look, who's going to be the next team member? And he's like, oh, I didn't read it. Sorry.
I check it after it. If you, I just take your suggestions and then,
Yeah, sure,
I,
sure.
yeah.
All right. So now moving on to the last part of this podcast this week, this episode is the One Piece chapter 816, which kind of has shaken the whole fan base, and people are calling it the mother of all plot twists.
What?
So, yeah,
Yeah, we didn't talk about this yet. So I am totally new to what everyone thinks because I decided to wait to talk with anyone about it till we were going to do the podcast. I didn't even talk to Div this time, so we'll see. For me, it wasn't that much of a plot twist, but it was great.
it
It
wasn't
was
the
not
much
that
of a
I
plot
expected it,
twist.
but it was not like so unexpected. It's yeah, but let's slowly get to it because we're going it slowly. We start with the start, right?
Yes,
Or
we
not?
start with the
Or are
start.
we going from?
No, no, we start with the start, of course. So it started out with the three of them who slept last chapter waking up and realizing that, holy
They
shit,
screwed up.
yeah, they screwed up, they messed up, and they were like, that's done, we are done now.
Yeah. From the
And
yeah.
yeah, that's where it begins, and then they go and ring the bell, and that bell has a different sound as well. Like it had a clamorous tone, it said. So it's not going to be like that beautiful sound of the bell in which we heard in Jaya, but it's going to
Yeah.
be a bell of its own.
Yeah.
And then we see them reacting like Duke, Inuarashi, and Master Neko Mamushi. They both start rushing towards the center of the town.
Yeah. That's. Meanwhile, everyone is started to rush mostly, beside the people that are the bad thing that's going on. So
Yeah,
the
the whole
Straw
Mink
Hats are
tribe, in
rushing.
fact.
Everyone's realizing something is terribly wrong, and then there is like, yeah, the
There's the,
samurais are like, I don't trust this, but they're both just stupid and they don't, yeah, they just keep on going.
yeah, and then we see the return of Momonosuke, where not many fans are happy with his return,
Why
but
not?
lots of fans hate him, like dislike him, just because he's
Oh,
a
yeah, a
he's
lot of fans hate Usopp, so I don't know. He's going to be the next samurai, next shogun, right? So, but that's what we
Momonosuke.
get later too, because
Yeah, that's because
we
what we'll
see
get
them all
later.
rushing
And even the
and
Straw
rushing,
Hats,
and
yeah,
then
it's a lot of
a bit
rushing
more
indeed.
interesting start, because that's first part of the real tension was the crew of Nekomushi, or at least the part the night people. They see
Yeah,
Duke and they try to warn Neko, but seems there is a miscommunication, and that's where the real tension starts. And they're
the
like,
the
"Oh
first
God,
real tension.
they
Yeah,
cannot see each other." And then, yeah, they see each other.
they tried to. Yeah, they were like, Neko Momoshi, I suggest we fall back. And Neko Momoshi's like, I can't hear him. And then they both see each other, and the others are like, crap. The two of them saw each other. And well, the title of the chapter was Cat Dog versus Cat, so we knew something was going to happen. But
Yeah, what's it? Maybe it was already known for other people. I maybe didn't know, but it's pure them. It's not like the people of Neko hate the people of Duke. It's just really pure the personal thing. I already knew it was a personal thing between them, probably, but I didn't. I thought maybe the people,
their factions, like the factions had a
yeah,
fight.
are
Yeah,
with them, but that's not the. At least it doesn't look to be the case. It's just the close friends of Neko go with Neko, and the Knight of God, and the close friends of the Duke go with. Yeah, that's just it. It doesn't look like they hate each other.
Yeah, there's
They
no
pop.
civil war or there's no
Yeah,
enemies within the nation. It's just like they would. Their backstory is that they were two pirates who sailed the seas and they were best of friends, and now they hate each other. So we'll get to know why as well. I'm sure of it.
but is it already known that there were two pirates?
Yeah, they two
Oh,
sailed the seas together.
I see.
So at once they were really famous also, and even that even it was said that they need to be alive because the world is still awaiting them. So these two people are really important, and the fact that they hate each other to such a level where they just meet and I loved the dialogue between each other. It also involved a bit of flashback, like when Duke was saying that you lost your arm, I see, and then Neko says you lost your leg, I see, and then we see flashback of both of them,
Yeah,
yeah, withstanding or withholding Jack's torture.
yeah. It's great to see that mostly because of the end. It's this
Yeah,
nice build up.
like the build up starts here. The build up for the moment
Yeah.
starts here, and I
Meanwhile, Straw Hats are taking down the samurais.
yeah,
Like
they're
no.
like, hide Kinemon, hide Kanjuro. You're going to be turned into meatifuse if they see you. Because do you remember when Nekomamushi was first introduced? When he came in front of Jack, he was like, "There is no Raizo in this their country. There is no samurai in this country. If there was, I would chew them up and eat them." Like, and even Duke made statements like that, which made you feel that they hate the samurais for
Yeah,
whatever
there
is
was
going
some
on.
war going on. Yeah,
So it was that build up which made us believe that yes, they are not supposed to see Kinemon and Kanjuro, or else the suffering that they have gone through, it's just not anger, but more of anguish. Like, why did we have to go through this just because of them? So Straw Hats are trying to hide them because they don't want the Minks to find out that there's a samurai, or else they predict that there would be a big fight and they would practically kill the samurais.
yeah, or something like that. Yeah, but
Here's
then
where
they
the
really start to fight.
yeah, like I liked how Duke was trash talking to Neko. I mean, even Neko was trash talking
What?
back, right?
How?
Like how the Duke was trash talking to Neko, and he was like, he said like, you're now only fit for worrying about how to stuff lasagna into your fat gob.
Yeah, yeah, that was my favorite part as well. I like that. I, that was the best joke in that long wall.
Yeah, like that line or that panel for me from Duke was the best. He's just like, all you're fit for now is worrying about how you're going to stuff lasagna into your fat jab, and I was like, ooh, Neko got burned.
Yeah, that was great.
Their interaction, which then led to both of them fighting, and we see them using their weapons. Duke pulls out his sword, and Neko was what is it? Is that his trident? It looks like a trident.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's trident or a spear or something like that, but I don't know how they call it. Maybe it has a special name, but it looks like a spear trident like thing.
Yeah, and then they clash. And when they clash, you have the sparks going off and wind blowing and minks getting blown away. It's like epic, epic clash.
Yeah, but someone doesn't like it.
Of
That,
course, someone doesn't like it, and then he shouts out. And who is that who doesn't like it?
yeah, that's Kinemon.
Kinemon shouts out, and everyone is like, isn't that a samurai? And then Usopp, you see Usopp practically clinging on to Kinemon.
Yeah, although it looks like Kinemon is way bigger there than Usopp, but that's
Yeah, he's a lot taller than Usopp, but then Neko and Duke look at them, and you can see the anger in their eyes. You for a second you think that okay, it's over, it's all done.
yeah. But that's more the anger they had for each other. It's like always, if it's just like if people are fighting and then someone interrupts, it's like who is interrupting? And yeah,
Yeah, just like Luffy
I think.
back in Luffy and Zoro were fighting back in what was it, Whiskey Peak,
Yeah,
and when Mr. who was that, Mr. Six or someone, the bomb guy, and
Mr.
his
Five, I think.
yeah, Mr.
Oh
Five
no,
and Valentine, when they
six.
interfered, they both were like, "Shut up!" and looked at them in a totally angry way. I remembered that one, and yeah, after that, Kinemon shouts out, and do you want to speak about this? Because you spoke about the Shogun thing before, so take it away.
Yeah, that's that they are all. It seems like there's an alliance between the samurais and the wings, and they're happy that they took care of Raizo. Yeah, I already said I'm going to pronounce everything wrong, so I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I don't care. I even pronounce English wrong, so doesn't matter. He's safe, and that made me think: is if the samurais care about it that much, if they care about it that much, could it be someone really important, like the shogun or something? Like, if
Hmm.
everyone cares so much about this person, who is it? And I was thinking maybe it's just the shogun of the.
Well, I thought it's the Shogun as well, but I'll explain to you why. Then later, it was cleared out that he's not the Shogun. First off, I would like to speak about about Kinemon's bust. He said he's the retainer of Kogetsu family. So we first hear of a name of a family in the Wano Kingdom, a retainer of the Kogetsu family. And when they say a retainer, we know that when it was the samurai era, retainer meant that they serve a lord. So whoever is this Kogetsu family, Kinemon is working under them. He's a retainer of the Kogetsu family. And or maybe he's a member as well, but why would he say a retainer? So that's one thing that I wanted to say, that he makes it clear that he's a retainer. And second was that immediately when they heard that name, both Duke and Neko fell on their knees and cried. And that panel just before they tear up, they remember all the horrible incidents again, which had happened back then, and they're like, Raizo Dono is safe. And the word Dono here, it implies a lot because
Yeah,
it's even more respectful than Sun. That's what Michan told me. I was speaking to
yeah.
her.
For an
Uh,
example, I don't know for the Naruto fans, like they called Gaara was the leader of one city, and his brother was called Dono. So by everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And when the raw was out, so Michan informed me that it's Tono. And when I heard her say that, I was like, okay, this is going to be important. He says he's Raizo Tono, and then we both discussed the possibility of Raizo being the shonen. But it what made it clear that he wasn't the shogun. Sorry, shonen. What the hell? No, that he wasn't the
Yeah,
shogun. That he wasn't the shogun was that he's a ninja. Raizo is a ninja, and a shogun has to be a samurai, right?
I don't know. Does it?
Yeah, it's a country of a samurai. Would they accept a shogun who's a ninja?
I guess. Why? I just think it's not really necessary. I just think it's an Asian themed thing, and it doesn't really matter. It's a ninja.
It's more like
But
shogun is basically in the samurai era, right? Like I know even maybe like it was changed to emperor later of Japan, but shogun was mostly for samurai. So
yeah,
that's what made me think that Raizo is not samurai. But I think that Raizo is very important. Maybe someone connected to the shogun, maybe somebody very close and dear to the shogun, or maybe even not related to the shogun, just some important character. Because to
yeah, or
be
it's just like in every town they got into so far. There is something going on. There's a fight going on. So maybe he is meant to be bigger or something, but he's threatened by the current leader or something, and that's why he's undercover. That could also be.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Undercover.
yeah. Hell,
I
not
al-
undercover. I mean, yeah, but you know what? We know what.
yeah, yeah. I also thought of a parallel between One Piece and Gintama. Like in Gintama, there's the whole samurai thing, and Shogun is there, and the Shogun has a ninja who is close as his friend. Like it's the system is set up, and they're called the Oniwaban. So it could be something similar that he's a really close friend and retainer of the Shogun, or he was like betrayed by the past shogun or current shogun, some way wronged, or maybe important to the future of Wano Kuni. As like we can speculate a whole lot of things regarding this guy,
Yeah,
but all we know is that the minks were ready to sacrifice their entire nation to save him.
yeah, and probably we will. I guess we will already see him next time. I
Yeah, he
guess.
yeah, if he's there on the island, I'm pretty sure we will get to see him. But to be now speaking about after Raizo, I just want to speak about this whole moment itself, like the whole build up, every one of the minks kneeling, the reaction of the Straw Hats, all of them have a shocked reaction, including Zoro, and Frankie starts crying. And to be honest, One Piece, after a long time, while reading, I teared up. I had tears in my eyes when this page came. Like,
Okay.
okay, you say okay, yeah. You when I said that on WhatsApp, your reaction was like, "Ah, that's cute." But honestly, I felt so connected to this because
Oh no, that's not you. I didn't mean the. I didn't mean you crying. I thought it was like Neko and Duke like first fighting and then they're sitting there like that. That's what I meant. I didn't. I
okay.
didn't. I totally missed your crying thing.
Well, anyways, I teared up, and then when I read the next pages, it was just even Nami started to cry. Frankie was crying. All of the minks were just smiling, and Nekomamushi had this biggest smile ever. And he says, even if it meant our kingdom's demise, we'd never rat out one of our friends to the enemy. And then you see Luffy having that big grin on his face. He instantly loves Nekomamushi even more now.
Yeah, he's like, okay, these are my friends. This is the country I'm going to claim.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's. I'm sure he would like protect them just because of that one line. He's just so happy that there's someone like them exist who took on so much just for a friend.
Yeah,
But yeah, this the last 3 pages were a tearjerker, and I found it a big plot twist because of the way it was built up till now. Everyone thought that when the minks see the samurai, there will be some kind of negativity. It won't be all positive. People even speculated that Duke and Nekomamushi may fight the Straw Hats, and we spoke about that last episode, didn't we?
yeah,
But this episode changed everything, and it killed a lot of theories, and basically it also kind of ties up that probably if we are moving to Wano Kuni after Zhao, we may have the support of the minks, and a possibility, I'm not saying it will happen, but a possibility of the minks joining the grand alliance of the Straw Hats.
yeah, possibility.
But what was your thought on this whole, on the emotional and the side, like the plot twist kind of aspect?
Yeah, I said it's nice. It's just it's I said it's cute how they react. Like they took care that much for. Yeah, it reminded me of the Straw Hats a lot, and I think that was intended to be
Yeah,
like it could be Luffy that that said that, but not
indeed.
Luffy because Luffy would not take a hit like that. He would more give the hits. But like it's like the rest of them, they almost all of them offered themselves once before for the greater good of the friends. Like Zoro with Kuma, Sanji now, which is totally forgotten by everyone, and Robin and Frankie and yeah, everyone. And that's yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
it was the last 3 pages was the one that got the whole fan base emotional, and also the plot twist that, like, uh, it was unexpected to many, so it created a kind of a buzz, a euphoria, uh, reaction that we see from epic chapters basically.
Yeah.
But there's also an other aspect, or a different perspective of this situation, which I wanted to discuss with you and with our listeners. There's this Tumblr, on Tumblr there's a member whose blog is called Queen of the Damned, Calgaras, Calgaras.tumblr.com. She makes lots of posts regarding One Piece. She's a huge fan, but she also sees it as a critic. And I was linked to one of her posts by one of our team members, Hebelia, and it was kind of like, I'll explain it to you in the basic form, which I want to discuss. Is that was the was the Mink's actions justifiable? Like, there were kids, there were small kids on the nation, in the nation. There were old people in the nation. There were families, and was it really right of them to sacrifice the life of children, to sacrifice the life of many of the minks? And we see that quite many died, and like they were crying and they were suffering. Was it okay to put them through so much suffering for one friend? I mean, we get the whole friend aspect, and we get the whole being loyal to a friend aspect, but can
Well,
Raizo make it up for this?
well, to be honest, I don't. I think everyone was crying because the Duke and Neko were hurt. Because, as you have seen, it were only the fighters that were damaged, and at least as far as I could see, it was not anyone else that it got tortured or something, right? So
They used Caesar's weapon on the whole island, so everyone was affected.
that's true, but it's not like they could do much about that anyway. And I guess, yeah, it's. I think it's words. It's like, I don't know. I
I
am
mean,
not.
I also get the friendship thing. Like, trust me, I am all for it, and I feel that we will come to know more about why they had such a strong connection, about why they did so much. But like, I would think that at least to protect your kids, the future of Zhao, and the families in Zhao. I mean, it kind of, just to give you another perspective of it, not critiquing this move, not saying that it is wrong, not saying that it is bad. I loved it, and it is probably one of the favorite things that has happened in the past chapters for me. But just another perspective to think about, right? Like,
Yeah, that's true. But to still, to be honest, I think we have seen a lot of people doing abandoning their kids in One Piece for other stuff, and like other kids have had a shit life, and it's not like
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
people still like Yasabu abandoned his kid even after his wife died. He didn't care much so far, and Dragon just abandoned his kid. We don't even know about half of the parents.
Yeah. Okay, when
So
you put it
yeah,
that way, yeah. But just I just wanted to talk about that for a different perspective, because then it also gives you some idea of, like, I'm sure it's going to be built up in such a way where they will explain why there's such a strong connection, and why they did so much for Raizo. It will justify all of it. I'm sure about it, but it's just something to think about until then. And
yeah,
like, I know tact from our forum. He when Jack appeared first, and when Neko and Duke were fighting Jack, he completely hated Jack. He completely hated the whole situation. He was like, why is Jack just going around destroying things? Why is Jack just, you know what is he doing? For him, he said Jack is Doflamingo version 2, just a crazy guy who wants to see the world burn. And he hated the fact that the Minx had to take so much for Raizo, and his exact words were, in quotes, that Raizo will never make up for what happened to the Minx. But this chapter changed his whole opinion, and he took back his words. He practically ate it, and that's the kind of reaction that he had. So I believe that we are going to get a lot more revelations in the coming chapters. That if you have any doubts such as this, if you have a different perspective, it'll answer those.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, still Jack is piece of shit. I can agree. He's not that interesting of a character, in my opinion. Yeah.
He's called Jack the Trot.
Huh?
Yeah, you're. I think there are people who share your same opinion, so it's not much of a controversial statement.
No, I don't think either. He's just raging around. He's just like kind of he looks like the pit bull of Kaido. Like he just gets released in there and no one really cares. He just bashes up people. Yeah, that's basically how it feels for me. That's
Indeed, and he destroys for no reason. So probably exactly.
yeah,
like
probably for a reason, but yeah, partly for no reason.
And also, when talking about that, we can connect that Jack wanted Raizo, so Kaido has something to do with Wano, and all that connection is built up as well now with this chapter.
Yeah,
So
indeed,
yeah,
more stuff to lure out.
and
Kaido.
yeah, more stuff to lure out Kaido. They have Caesar, and now
They
have
had Caesar.
Kaido. Oh, they had indeed. They had Caesar. God damn it. So yeah, that was for the chapter for me. What's your the final impression of the whole chapter? What do you
Yeah, I
like to
really
say?
liked it. I liked it.
You liked it. That's good. I liked it as well a lot. And as I said, it was one of the chapters that made me cry, tear up. Not exactly cry reverse, but tear up after a long time. And I think this is going to be like one of those moments that is like Mary's funeral. When I read back or watch back, it's always going to have that impact. So I
Oh,
loved.
that's a big statement there, in my opinion.
No, but for me, like the build up is what made it. If Oda would just jump to the last three panels without showing that whole build up, it wouldn't work. But he's a master at this, and we know that.
Thank you.
He's a master at this, and he's also a master of taking breaks after huge cliffhangers. So next week, One Piece is on a break.
Yep.
That's just the information for all the fans. One Piece is on a break next week, folks. But we will still do our podcast, so don't worry about
Yes.
that.
We are not. We don't need that time.
Exactly.
We are not the masterminds.
We're not master.
Yeah, I am, but we are not.
Oh.
Oh,
No.
burn.
Sure. Whatever makes you sleep at night, you. So that brings us to an end for the chapter discussion as well. And we decided to skip out on the questions this week because we plan to answer some extra questions next week as we will have time. And also, since there's no chapter of One Piece to discuss, we'll just answer extra questions. So no question and answer section this week. Sorry, guys. But yeah, just before we wrap up, let's talk about what are just as a substitute to the question and answer section. What are you looking forward to this coming week, Luke? Until we do the next episode, is there anything you're looking forward to?
This week,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. No, I'm going to the movie tomorrow at Metropolis, the new Disney movie. I don't expect that much, but we will see. Maybe we can hear about that next time.
Okay, so another movie, Metropolis. Nice.
No, Zootropolis.
Zootropolis. Oh, that. Okay. I know that one. I saw the trailer because there was that funny slot scene in it.
Yeah. That movie.
Yeah, and I am, for me, I guess it's just more of, I have 10 chapters of Gintama. I'm watching a K-drama called Love from Another Star. That's something I'm watching, and basically that's it. Those two things are the ones that I'm looking forward to next week. Yeah, pretty boring life, I know. Simple, but I like it simple.
Oh,
So that brings us. I spoke a
to a
lot more
close.
than you, Luke. I really did speak a lot more than you.
Yeah, sorry. I like and I don't know, you like to travel around, so it's
Oh,
good. Hmm?
you again bring it on me, not on you.
What I
Next,
said sorry, and then I put it on you.
yeah, that's me. Now everyone thinks that you don't speak because of me.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Really?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for
That's.
joining, everyone. See you next time.
See you next time.